All right, let's dive in. Today, we're cracking open one of the most important business essays ever written, Michael Porter's What is Strategy? We're going to slice right through the jargon to figure out what strategy really is, and just as important, what it isn't.
Okay, so I want you to think about your own company for a second. When you and your team talk about strategy, are you really just listing off things like benchmarking the competition, adopting the latest management trend, or just trying to be more efficient? Be honest with yourself.
Because if that sounds familiar, Porter's big argument is that you're not actually doing strategy at all. You're actually caught in a trap, a relentless race against all your rivals that, spoiler alert, you can never really win. It's a race that just leads to everyone competing themselves into the ground.
And that trap, it has a name. Porter calls it the obsession with operational effectiveness. And look, it's super seductive, it feels like you're making progress, but it is the number one enemy of a real, powerful strategy.
So, what is this thing, operational effectiveness, or OE for short? Well, it's basically just doing the same things as everybody else in your industry, just, a little bit better. Think about all those tools like total quality management, or outsourcing, or re-engineering. They're all about running the same race, just trying to do it faster. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the issue. Porter makes it crystal clear. OE is vital. You have to be efficient to even stay in the game. But, and this is the big but, it is not strategy. And confusing those two things, that's the root cause of so many failures.
Okay, this picture shows you the problem perfectly. That curvy line is what Porter calls the productivity frontier. It's basically the maximum possible value your industry can create at a certain cost. Every best practice everyone copies just pushes the entire industry closer to that same line. And pretty soon, everyone's clustered together, looking the same, sounding the same, and forced to compete on price alone. That, my friends, is the operational effectiveness trap.
So if just being better is a trap, then what's the answer? What are we supposed to do? Well, Porter's answer is actually beautifully simple. Strategy isn't about being the best. It's about being unique.
And this is the hero of our story: strategic positioning. See, this isn't about running the same race faster. It's about choosing to run a completely different race. It's about carving out a unique place in the market, built on doing things that your competitors either can't or simply won't copy. IKEA is the classic, perfect example of this. They didn't just try to make a better version of a stuffy old furniture store. No way. They targeted a group of customers that everyone else was ignoring, young people who wanted cool designs but didn't have a lot of money. And they were totally cool with doing a little bit of the work themselves, like assembly, to get it. IKEA chose to be different on purpose.
Now, this leads us to what might be the toughest, but honestly, the most powerful part of Porter's entire argument. Real strategy isn't just about deciding what you're going to do, it's about being very clear on what you are consciously choosing not to do.
I mean, I love this quote because it goes against everything we're taught, right? We're supposed to chase every opportunity, say yes to everything. But Porter says if you don't make trade-offs, if you don't say no to some customers or some services, you don't really have a strategy. All you have is a wish list. Okay, let's make this real. Let's talk about soap. On one hand, you've got Neutrogena. Their whole position is built around a medical, scientific reputation. They market to dermatologists, and they charge a premium price for it. On the other hand, you've got Ivory. Basic, simple, cheap, and for absolutely everyone. They've made completely different choices.
Think about it. Could Neutrogena just decide to make a cheap mass-market soap tomorrow? I mean, they could, but it would totally wreck their brand image and confuse everyone. Could Ivory suddenly try to become a premium medical brand? It would be crazy expensive and nobody would believe them. It's those trade-offs that protect them from copycats.
All right, so we've got a unique position. Check. We're making tough trade-offs. Check. But there's one more critical piece. This is the secret sauce, the thing that really locks a strategy into place and makes it last. It's a concept Porter calls fit. Fit is all about how the individual pieces of your strategy, your marketing, your product design, your supply chain, all of it, how they all lock together like a perfectly made jigsaw puzzle. Your real competitive advantage doesn't come from one or two things you do well. It comes from the entire interlocking system of all your activities working together. And this is what it looks like in the real world. This is a map of IKEA's activity system. Just look at how everything connects. Self-assembly by customers reinforces their low manufacturing cost, which connects to their modular furniture design, which is tied to their in-house design. A competitor can't just copy the store layout and hope to succeed. They'd have to copy this entire web. And good luck with that, because it's nearly impossible. Porter actually breaks this fit idea down into 3 different levels. First order is just basic consistency. Second order is when your activities actually reinforce each other, like how Neutrogena's marketing to doctors reinforces its high price. And third order? That's when the whole system just hums. No wasted effort anywhere. The tighter the fit, the harder you are to beat. Okay, let's pull all these threads together now. We've kind of blown up this old idea of just chasing best practices. So let's lay out the new playbook for what a true strategy really looks like.
So here it is, side by side. The old model was about everyone trying to reach the one best position in the market. True strategy is about creating your own unique position. It's about shifting from just benchmarking your rivals to making clear, tough trade-offs. It's about moving away from focusing on a few core competencies to building your advantage from the fit of your entire activity system. The goal isn't just being flexible. It's building a sustainable advantage that actually lasts.
So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. What's the one thing that everybody in your field just assumes is the right way to do things? That sacred best practice. Now, what would happen if you are brave enough to do the exact opposite? That's not just a fun question. According to Michael Porter, that's where true strategy begins.